Well, hello there. Come on in. I'm Chris Brown. I'm your humble chimney sweep. I was just going over your chimney inspection report, but now that you're here, make yourself comfortable. Let's go over it together, shall we? Okay, now let's take a look at the inspection report and see how it reads out. This is a generic report. This is exactly what you will get, only your information obviously will be filled into all these blanks. The upper right hand corner of the report is the legend. Each one of these initials pertain to something. A is consistent with the age of the chimney. B, see comments below. C, repairs needed. D, need further evaluation. Or E, not applicable. And they're placed into the boxes next to the parts of the chimney that can be easily identified in this diagram. And then, of course, you'll find my comments here below. Now, let's take a look at your personal report. So stay with me. Hey, Jim, it was great to see you and meet with your client out at the house today. What a beautiful house. Good location, too, by the way. Let's take a look into the den fireplace. Now, the den fireplace is the one that's oversized opening, right, and undersized flue, which generally leads to a pretty smoky situation. So, excuse me. Over the years, they put this metal stack up. They tried to get the draft up a little bit better, but the whole problem is the flue is undersized for the size of the opening of the fireplace. In other words, you've got all this air coming in, and it just bottlenecks up in this area here, and the smoke just belches out through the front. If this wasn't a painted surface, you'd see all the stains from the years of trying to get this thing to operate correctly. It never will. So this will be a good candidate for vent-free gas logs. Vent-free gas logs means complete combustion, no carbon soot, no carbon monoxide, perfectly safe. It's designed to have everything come in and help heat up the room, or you can let it out and excuse me, operate it without getting it too warm in the room. So whatever you decide there. Profile joints cracked. That's a code violation, needs to be repaired, and I've given you a price on doing that. Up in the smoke chamber area, we've got a lot of holes or missing mortar up here. It would be an issue if this was a proper operating fireplace and you could actually use it. Obviously, you wouldn't want smoke to get into the body of the chimney, etc. But it's really a non-issue with vent-free gas logs. That's why I say that is going to be my recommendation for you, is to use vent-free gas logs, and you're going to be perfectly safe with this fireplace. That extension can go at that point too, by the way, because you're not trying to improve the draft with vent-free gas logs. Got some minor cracks up in the crown up here. Probably should be sealed up to keep the water out, and that's a easy peasy painter, handyman, homeowner can handle that for you. In the den, or I'm sorry, in the living room fireplace, you notice that it's a much smaller opening, same size flue. This one should draw up real fine. The only problem is, let's take a look at its flue system. It's got a missing flue section in here, a large one, and they tried to throw some bricks in there, and you can see right into the body of the chimney. So this is not suitable for burning wood, and that vent-free gas logs would be a good choice in here as well. So I want you to keep that stuff in mind, and we'll talk more about it if you give me a call or decide to text or email me. Where the damper would be, both fireplaces do not have dampers. This one has a metal plate in here. What they're trying to do is stop the heat from going up the chimney when they're not using it, the house heat. Excuse me. You can see all the water stains in here, the effervescence, and I think that's mainly from just water pouring down oops, let's get the right picture here. There we go. Was pouring down the chimney before they installed this stainless cap up here. Now you've got that solving that problem. So no more water pouring down. Got a broken brick here, needs to be reset. Need to cut the ivy back from around, strangling the whole chimney actually. So that needs to be cut back, but that's a pretty easy thing to do. Let's move up, and that's just more of the white stain. So in conclusion, what I would think about doing is putting vent-free gas logs in both fireplaces if you plan to use both fireplaces. Sometimes people do and don't, but if that's your choice. And then the damper issue, that's just going to depend on whether you want a lot of heat, you don't want a lot of heat. You can even put a piece of sheet metal over the tops of the flues to get the heat back into the house. So these are things we can discuss if you have more questions for me. Vent-free gas logs, I usually send people to Hearth and Patio to pick out their set. That's the better place to go, and they have several sets going for you, so you can put your hands on them and see how they operate. Questions for me, give me a call, 704-526-6348. You can text me on that number if it's more convenient, or email me at chris@affordablesweep.com. Thanks.